How many times did you look at your photos and thought for yourself, why on earth they don't look as good as other photographers' work I see online? They are lacking something and you don't know what it is, and they look very amateur. I've been doing photography for 15 years and I've been mentoring a lot of people already, and you all make the same mistakes. And I did them as well when I first started, because these are very common. So today I'm going to talk about 8 of them and how to fix them. So after today's video, you are going to level up your photography by a lot, because they are very simple to fix and your photography is gonna stand out. It's not going to look amateur anymore. So the first mistake is that there are too many things fighting for attention in your photo. This is the best way to ruin your photos. You are putting too many elements in one frame, so the viewer doesn't know where to look at. I see so many photos that are not too bad, but they would look better if you focus attention in one subject or two. So for example, one person and a lake. Don't put a lake, a dog, a person, a tent, and many other things, because the viewer doesn't know where to look at. Many times when you focus attention to one or two key points only, it's going to look way more professional, way more clear, and you are telling the story way better. Don't overload your photos. If you are somewhere and there are so many points of interest, for instance, instead having everything in one frame, try to create a story. Maybe shoot a subject and a lake, a dog and the tent, a mountain. So try to split the points of interest rather than putting everything in one photo, because it's going to look very messy. You are going to improve a lot your photography if you do this. The second mistake is using shallow depth of field wrong. I'm going to explain this because it's not as easy. So many of you tell me, Laura, my photos, they don't look as clean as others. But because others, they use very shallow depth of field and the photos look very creamy and they look so professional and beautiful. Why? Because they are very clean. When you use a very shallow depth of field, there is a lot of separation between the subject and the background. And this looks very professional and it looks amazing. I personally love it. So try to do this to level up your photos. But be very careful, because many times you need to use more depth of field. You are not going to shoot a landscape with a very shallow depth of field because you want everything focused. I mean, not all the time, obviously, but you have to know how to use it. Many times you're going to find that if you shoot at a very shallow depth of field and you focus in one subject or two, the photo is going to look very professional because you are not confusing the viewer, okay? But also be very careful if you are a beginner, because it's way harder to nail the focus point if you are shooting at 1.4, for instance. You can go a bit higher if you like. But again, not all the photos ask for very shallow depth of field. So be careful with this. The next very common mistake would be not editing your photos. I see this over and over, and I know it's hard to learn how to edit. I do have tutorials on my channel and they are very simple to follow, and you're going to be able to level up your photography by a lot. So I'm gonna leave a playlist here. Please watch it, at least to know the basics, because many times in my private community, I review your portfolios and I see that the photo is not too bad, but you can improve it by a lot with editing. And even more if you are a beginner, because maybe you are not as good with composition and framing or with lighting, and the photo is average. But with editing, if I take that photo, I know it's going to look way better. Editing is a super powerful tool as a photographer, and you need to learn. Also, color grading. This helps a lot, and I always recommend you, there is nothing wrong with getting other photographers' Lightroom presets. Why? Because if you like a particular style and you don't know how to achieve it, it's very hard to learn from zero in Adobe Lightroom. I know it's very hard because I've been there myself. So if you get other photographers' Lightroom preset and you like their style, you are going to be able to deconstruct every single thing they did, because you are going to be able to see it in the right panel in Lightroom and make that preset your own. Find your style, but not starting from zero. Lightroom presets is such a powerful tool, and then you can create your own and apply it in your photos for consistency. I do have, obviously, my own Lightroom presets. I had to mention it. The most popular one is Moody Greens and Bali Film. This is my latest preset. I'm gonna link them below if you want to check them out. I don't care if you take mine or other photographers, but Lightroom presets are a very powerful tool if you are a beginner to start learning about color grading and find a cohesive style. Your photos aren't sharp enough. As a beginner, we've been all there, okay? It's very hard to nail focus because we are shooting manual. Hopefully you are shooting manual and you don't nail the focus yet. This is totally normal. One of the main reasons why your photos are not sharp is because you are shooting too slow, at a very slow shutter speed or not high enough for the lens you are using. So when you are shooting, the camera moves and then the photo is blurry and is not properly sharp. So if you are a beginner, try to raise the shutter speed to avoid blurriness in your photos. And the other reason why your photos are not sharp enough is because you are using a very shallow depth of field. And when you are a beginner, it's very hard to nail the focus. I shoot at 1.4 and I still miss the focus many times, okay? It's hard. And more if you are doing portrait photography and the subject is moving. So if you are not good at it yet, try to shoot at f2.8, for instance. Raise a little bit the depth of field, the shutter speed, and see how that goes. For lighting, I can't address enough how important lighting is in photography. It doesn't matter you have the best gear in the world. If your subject is not well lit, you can do a lot in post-production, but the photo is not going to look the same. And the opposite way around, you can have the most crappy gear that if you put a continuous light, like I have right now, or you shoot with flash, the photo it's going to be so sharp and it's going to look like you shot the photo with amazing gear. Why do you think the ads for the iPhone look so good? Shot on iPhone, they are using incredible lighting because many times you are shooting with your iPhone and the photos don't look like the ads, okay, from Apple. It's because they are using incredible lighting and the photos look incredible. So pay attention always to lighting and the position of the lighting on your subject, and also with landscape or any single niche. But lighting, it's very important to take into consideration when you are shooting. If there is a very harsh light and you are shooting under the mid-sun, if there are strong shadows, don't expect your photo to look as amazing as that photographers that went to shoot at 5 in the morning to catch the best lighting. That's why we wake up very early to get the best lighting. I did this not long ago to get the perfect shots in a waterfall here in Bali. Subscribe to my channel if you want to check that video. It's about travel photography and I'm gonna share it hopefully next week because it's taking me a lot to edit, but it's going to be worth it. I teach you everything I know about travel photography. And obviously, I teach you these tips as well about waking up early to taste the light. Bad composition. Stick to the rule of thirds. Then, when you master that, you can break the rules because the rules are made to break them. But first, you have to know how to use them, okay? Something very useful is to activate the grid lines in your camera. And if you locate your subject in any of the 4 main points of the rule of thirds, you are going to nail composition every single time. Not understanding colors. This is something even professional photographers miss. But for me, because I've been a creative director for so many years, I worked in fashion for so many years as well, I know very well about the importance of matching colors. This goes with portrait photography or any niche, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna put the example of portrait photography. Outfits matter. Many times you're going to have a color palette in your background. If the model is wearing an outfit that doesn't match the color palette, it's going to look weird to the eye. It doesn't look as cohesive. So something I do every single time is trying to match the colors of my outfits or my model's outfits to the background, and the photos look way better because there is a color palette. This is used as well in cinema. There is a reason for the colors of the outfits you are seeing in the films, and there is a reason for the backgrounds, for the lighting. Color is very important. In this photo, you are going to see that I'm wearing an outfit that matches the background. I knew I was going to this coffee shop and I checked their Instagram account and I saw the colors. I'm like, okay, what do I have at home that matches with the background? And I think it looks way better than this other photo. My friend Veronica is wearing white, and white is something I wear myself as well in many of my photos because it's a neutral color. But in this situation, it looks way better to wear nude colors matching the background than her white shirt because it's too much contrast with the background. So this is a perfect example. I can put many examples because I always shoot matching the color palette of the photos. So try to do this as well when you are shooting with models, with friends, family, or with your clients. Oversaturating your photos. This is such a beginner mistake. I did it as well, okay? And it's very easy to raise the saturation because everything looks more colorful and it pops out even more. Don't do this. It looks very amateur, and then you find very blue skies, very green grass or landscapes, and maybe the skin tones look very orange. It looks way more professional to have a normal level of saturation. And if you want to make the colors to pop out a little bit more, maybe raise the vibrance, not the saturation. The vibrance is a bit more gentle. Saturation is too aggressive and doesn't look good. And if you struggle with editing, think for yourself, do I see these colors in real life? Is the sky this blue? Is the skin this orange? If the answer is no, lower that saturation slider, okay? Please let me know below which mistakes you are making right now. This is not to judge, we are a community here, and it's very nice to see in the comment section helping each other and talking about this. These mistakes are totally normal. I made them as well when I started, but after today's video, you don't have an excuse anymore to make these mistakes. I'm gonna put below my Lightroom presets if you want to check them out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to keep learning with me as I share weekly videos. And I will see you very soon. Mwah. Big love from Bali.